Hello, I'm Nabila Azahra from the English Literature Department. In this video, I will share my answer to the assignment given by Mr. Ranga. Part 1. What transformation did the prince undergo after his death, and what did this allow him to realize? The answer, he became a gilded statue on a column, allowing him to see the city's poverty and misery, realizing the suffering he never knew is his sheltered life. 2. Why did the swallow entirely decide to stay behind in the city instead of migrating to Egypt? The answer, he stayed due to love for a beautiful reed, but grew tired of her and flew to the city after autumn arrived. 3. What was the first act of charity the happy prince asked the swallow to perform? The answer, to take the ruby from his ward hilt to a poor seamstress for her sick son, who needed orange. The swallow delivered it and comforted the boy. 4. How does the relationship between the happy prince and the swallow develop throughout the story? The answer, it starts with the swallow reluctance and pity, evolving into deep friendship through acts of charity ending in the swallow sacrificial death. 5. Why does the swallow agree to stay one night with the prince, and what change in his emotion accompanies that decision? The answer, he stays out of pity for the princess, deceive his emotion from self-centeredness to warmth and compassion. 6. Why is the swallow offered to bring jewels back next spring significant in the moral structure of the story? The answer, it shows his initial selfishness, contrasting with the story's emphasis on immediate selfish charity over future promise. 7. How does the Trappy Prince's blindness deepen the story theme of inner vision? The answer, after giving away his eyes, his blindness symbolizes inner spiritual sight, highlighting that true insight comes from empathy, not physical vision. 8. When the town councillor compares the happy prince to a white cock, what does he mean, and what is ironic about his statement? He means the prince is beautiful but useless, like a weather vane. Ironically, the practical councillor misses the prince's moral value, which the useless statue embodies. 9. What is the significance of God's final judgment at the end of the story? Good dames, the prince led her and the dead swallow the city's most precious items, rewarding their compassion and offering that selfless love is eternally valuable. 10. Retell the story using your own words. A golden happy prince statue overlooks a city admired but deemed useless. A swallow delighted by a vile romance lands on it and learns the prince cries for the poor. They perform act of charity, giving jewels to the needy, stripping the statue gold. The swallow dies from cold. Townspeople destroy the statue, but God rewards the heart and birth with paradise. Showing true worth lies in compassion. The question part 2, fulfill the missing part. I've lived in many different countries, and during all of that time I've learned 5 or 6 different languages to one degree or another. I love learning language. Not only are they important when you move to a country, I just find them fascinating. Before I come to Hong Kong, And with people locally, I don't think I'm particularly good in classes by looking at dictionaries and listening carefully. Other things that help me when we see every day on channels around the world. This is great. Other types of programs that help me learn Spanish quickly were things like game shows where the same thing happens, or when they are called to compete, as well as that I used to pick up the Spanish newspaper. First of all, I just accept there was no way, but gradually I found that I learned lots of new things about this. In the country I live in, but I also knew that I could learn a lot language this way. Anyway, I ever had was just talking to people in the street or in shops where I'd research in my head what I want. Usually, it's quite funny really, and people are very sympathetic and supporting in most cases. It took me a long time to develop a good level of Spanish, and I think I'm very fluent now. To hold a decent conversation, there were always lots of words and expressions that I didn't pick up on, and idioms, that kind of thing that people use in everyday talk but you don't necessarily see written down. But it was a lot of fun, and people, as I said, in learning their language. The answer, the answer part 2. 1. Both in Western Europe, the Middle East, and now here in Hong Kong. 2. I lived in Barcelona, Spain for 10 years. 3. When I first arrived. 4. The most important thing was being able to communicate. 5. I prefer to learn by just talking to people, finding out what I need to say. 6. First move to Spain were watching the typical kinds of program. 7. For example, the weather. 8. Because they always say the same thing, so you can really quickly hear the same words repeat again and again, and the pictures help, of course. 9. They have a catchphrase or a slogan that they repeat endlessly when contestants win. 10. I was going to understand anything but one or two words. 11. I was interested because I want to know what was happening. 12. So I'd take a dictionary with me sometimes, or I'd notice a word and I'd ask other people what they said, what it meant. 13. By far the best practice. 14. To say beforehand before I want it. 15. I made a right mess of it first of all, but after you get over the embarrassment. 16. I lived there for 10 years. 17. But I think for the first 2 years that I was there, it was quite a struggle. 18. In particular, were the colloquial expression. 19. I didn't find those very easy to learn at all. 20. Are really supporting when they know that you're genuinely interested. Thank you.